Hey everybody, it's Tara Bryan, and you are listening to the Course Building Secrets podcast. Whether you're a coach or a CEO, the success of your team and clients is based on your ability to deliver a consistent experience and guide them on the fastest path to results. This podcast will give you practical, real-life tips that you can use today to build your online experiences that get results and create raving fans. Why? So you can monetize your expertise and serve more people without adding more time or team to your business. If you're looking to uncover your $1 million framework, package it, and use it to scale, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, in today's episode, I want to talk about taming the tech. So often, the tech part of online programs, online courses, online businesses, whatever you want to call them, is the thing that stresses people out the most. And I want to tell you why that is today and then how to change it. All right. So here's the deal, is most people choose a tool based on what somebody else is telling them, right? So you go out into the world and you're like, okay, what tool should I use? And people say, oh, I like this one. You should use this one. Do this one. Do that one. And the problem is that when you approach it from that perspective, you actually aren't approaching it from the perspective of what do you need, right? What are your requirements for running your business? And so you end up most of the time, I would say like 99% of the time, starting with a tool, you get into it and then you realize it doesn't do what you want it to do, or it's clunky, or there's another tool that may be better. And so then you switch to another tool, and then you switch to another tool, and then you switch to another tool. And hey, like I am guilty of this as well. However, I will tell you that the tech is actually the least important part of your online program. And because here's the reality is that most tools will do what you want them to do regardless of which tool it is, right? And so the place to start is actually mapping out the requirements you have for what you want to do, not starting with a tool. So in my many years of doing an online business and creating online courses, the challenge has always been if you open a tool, whatever one it is, and you start with a blank screen, you just sort of look at it and you stare at it. Just imagine, I know you can't see my screen, but just imagine like you're just staring at a white screen and you're like, how am I going to fill this with stuff? And that becomes overwhelming. And then you start just like sort of filling it up because we're just uncomfortable with white space. And then what happens is because you haven't planned what you want to do, it becomes unorganized very quickly. And so the biggest recommendation I have for you is like never start with a tool. I was looking at a post somebody put the other day, and they were talking about how sort of clunky this one learning management system was, because you had to build out all of the things in an online builder, and they're like, well, how do I know where to put the various the order to put things in and how it's all structured, and I have so many topics that this just seems overwhelming to put them all in there. And I thought, why would you build it for the first time in the tool? And because again, like people are just uncomfortable with that white space, and so they go in and they start filling things in. Well, then it becomes a hot mess because you're just like throwing things in there and there's no sort of plan or strategy or even learning success path, right? Like forget about just putting assets in and how to organize the assets. There's no path or plan. Whenever somebody says, well, I have 52 lessons and 100 videos, I'm always like, wait, time out, like that's way too many for one course. And so that's the first red flag. The second red flag is you want to externalize all of that, right? Like I would never recommend that somebody goes straight into a tool and starts building. Make sure that you map it out and you have sort of your path and the direction that you're going in outside of the tool. Then the tool becomes secondary. And so when you're able to map it out and look at it as the path of like how are you solving someone's problem, right? How are you getting them from point A to point B? When you map that out outside the tool, then what happens is you're able to see the pieces better, and it becomes less overwhelming. I had a client who was overwhelmed with emails, and again, what we did was we structured the emails and looked at the emails that we needed, mapped those out before she went into her email automation system, and it became manageable instead of going out there and trying to build emails as she went. And so if you take this approach, and honestly, like you can use fancy pants apps out there that map everything out and give you all the things. You can use PowerPoint. You can use, whatever tool you want to use to do that, or you can use paper, right? Like I have a sketch pad next to me. And so if I'm mapping something out that's a little bit complex and I want to look at how it's all going to come together, when I automate it, when I create kind of the path in the tech, I do that on a sketch pad with a marker. And so, that's a solid approach to take because it takes away the overwhelm. Then you apply the tool that you need based on the requirements that you have, right? Like you've mapped it out, you need it to do X, Y, and Z. Then you can choose the tool that's going to do X, Y, and Z. And so my lesson for you today in this is do not pick a tool based on somebody else's recommendation without looking at how it matches your requirements. And if you don't have requirements yet, think about what your requirements are and then go out and ask the question based on what somebody says. Because just because some guru tells you that this is the tool to use, just because your friend says this is the tool to use, doesn't automatically mean it's going to match your needs. And so the next time you feel tempted to grab that tool, that piece of tech that you feel like that you need, before you grab it, before you start paying for it monthly, really identify whether or not it's the thing that's going to slide into your business and create that path, that experience that helps your customers move forward. All right, there you go. That is my course building tip for today.
Hey everybody, are you a business owner ready to streamline and scale your business? Imagine solving the biggest business challenges with clarity, a strategy, and a clear plan. Hey, I'm Bryan, and I want to invite you to take the first step towards transforming your business with a free 30-minute discovery call. This call is an opportunity to discuss your goals, identify key challenges, and learn how my mentorship program can help you achieve the success you're aiming for. In just a half hour, we'll explore how you can scale your business by enhancing your authority strategy, engagement strategy, and retention strategy. You'll get personalized advice and a clear path forward. Ready to take the first step? Click on the link below that's in the show notes to book your free discovery call now. I hope to talk to you soon.